Hello guys, today we're checking out what this doctor right here is going to suggest we eat.
Today, I'm going to show you how a doctor goes shopping, what you should buy in order to stay healthy.
We should all listen to you.
We're celebrating 10 million subscribers. Huge thank you.
Let's fucking go.
And obviously, a huge thank you to the team. So we have to have a little celebration. Let's start. The most important aisle, produce. Remember, I always say plant-focused diet is the way to go.
Oh, yeah.
And look at the fresh produce.
Why would you say that, Dr. Mike? Why would you say that?
Like I wanna go to town on these strawberries. For me, my breakfasts a lot of times contain yogurt and berries. Why berries? Rich in vitamins, rich in antioxidants.
I mean, the yogurt has vitamin A, D3, and K2, which are not found in any plant foods. Has B6 and B12, which are not found in any plant foods. No DHA or EPA in plant foods. There's 26 compounds that are only animal foods that are either essential, you need them, or beneficial. Only animal foods, not in a single plant. I'll put them up on screen. You know, there's plant versions of things like K1, which must be converted, and they're not systemic nutrients like K2, for example. D3 is an animal hormone. Retinol is only in animal fats, not in any plants. There's beta carotene, it must be converted. Some humans can't do so. Others, around half the population is a low converter, for example. Then there's B12, you need a lot of that. So, and you only can get that in meat. It goes on and on. I mean, the yogurt's far more nutritious than, especially raw yogurt, it's far more nutritious than these berries.
It's not a lot of sugar. If you compare
I thought natural sugar is good, that's why you're eating it. Why else would you eat it? It's just sugar, vitamin C, water.
A banana. My go-to ones, just for a variety of taste, really. Strawberries,
eating for taste.
And one of the most antioxidant-rich fruits.
Raspberries have a fair bit of oxalates. They can stop the oxalate dumping process. Again, those can end up in your thyroid, your brain, etc.
They're blueberries.
We need those.
I see a lot of people make mistakes.
All berries are also fairly sprayed, to be fair.
To mold on their berries. If you see one berry that's moldy, just throw that one out. The rest are still fine.
Fine? No.
See, what you want to do is get frozen berries and vegetables that you could use in your smoothies. A lot of people think freezing berries can lower the nutritional value, but we haven't found that to be quite true. So
yeah, water-soluble vitamins do degrade over long periods of freezing. You should, like, realistically, you'll be fine. It's more over around 6 months of freezing, you'll see the vitamin C degrade. So he's right in a sense, because things go pretty fast in stores.
Put up on those frozen berries. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries.
Berries aren't part of the optimal human diet. Again, they were used seasonally to put on fat for, the winter. They were eaten seasonally for around 8 weeks of the year in most places. That's how all animals use fruit to put on fat. That's how bears use it. Great apes use fruit. There's even fish that jump out of the water to eat fruit to put on fat. Fruit is nature's fat gainer. You upregulate the Randle cycle. You start storing more adipose tissue. It's pretty common in anthropology. Fruits are not optimal year-round, though. Absolutely not.
And because they're frozen, you don't even need to add ice. See? Unagi. I'm going to include, obviously, along with some turkey, some green beans. This is a great low-sodium food. They're rich in vitamin K. There's
Why would low sodium be a good thing? It's just begging the question fallacies all over. It's just like, it'll lower your LDL cholesterol, implying that's a good thing. It'll low in sodium, implying that's a good thing. That's completely context dependent. What is the sodium content of the other foods you're eating? It's essential. We need it. Rich in K, it's K1. Good fiber doesn't exist. It's all unnecessary. And the best clinical study we have, removing all the fiber cures all the issues. It's an anti-nutrient as well.
Here, the type of fiber that actually helps you lower your LDL cholesterol. And if you see
wow, what did I predict? Yeah, exactly. Begging the question fallacy. Why would lowering your lipids and the transporters carrying those lipids be implied to be good? Why would that be good? Why would messing with your genetic set point of cholesterol be good? Artificially, by having things like beta-glucan binding to LDL. Why would that be a good thing? It's unproven.
Videos, you know that I have slightly elevated LDL cholesterol. So
elevated on the basis of what, according to who?
Some green beans today.
They've changed the set point for LDL every decade. I mean, what? It's just an opinion. And no humans shouldn't even know their LDL. They should just be eating the natural diet, and your genetics will take care of that.
a must. Normally I like to buy my greens loose. When you're cooking just for
Shouldn't
yourself,
eat
the
those.
proportions matter. The amount you buy matters. You don't want all of it to spoil and just be thrown out. But because we're preparing for a party, I need my greens to be pre-packaged, and I really want to focus
That's a lame
on
party.
spinach, kale, arugula, roll.
Spinach, really, really potent, full of oxalates, which are a potent toxin. They do far beyond kidney stones. They'll build up in your thyroid, your brain. Oxalates can cause you to go blind. Most kidney stones that are extant are from oxalates, but that's just the most observed harm. Again, your body's constantly trying to detox oxalates. When you keep eating spinach, you stop this process. They're extremely toxic.
As the base of my salad.
And of course, again, these plants are completely deficient in nutrition, while meat has all the nutrition you need. Again, missing the 26 essential or beneficial compounds.
Using iceberg lettuce, while that is rich in folate
Deficient.
and vitamin A, I do
Nope, it
say
doesn't have any vitamin A. It's beta carotene, not retinol.
that the other ones tend to be a little bit more nutritious, have more value.
They're all
Get a
destitute.
mixture like this where you get baby spinach and arugula. This has been washed, it's ready to go. It's gonna make my life a little bit more simple. You can't have a salad without tomatoes, especially beautiful.
Tomatoes are a nightshade. They have lectins, a few other plant toxins I'll put on screen. They're, again, of course, still deficient in nutrients. They're low in carbohydrates, which I'm a fan of, but not optimal.
Tomatoes like this. Like this is an epitome of a beautiful tomato. There's some
Yeah, it's completely bred by man. I'll put up what an actual tomato looks like before cultivation.
out there that claim tomatoes are unhealthy or cause
They are.
problems with your gut, and this is largely
can.
untrue for the huge majority of people. This has
Yet there are
only
exceptions, and why are there exceptions? Because there is a toxin present. It's just some people are more capable of defending against the toxin. The toxin is still extant as it is a nightshade. Fact.
2 grams of sugar in half a cup, despite it tasting sweet. With vitamin C, potassium, folate, like just so much nutrition. I just wanna.
Are you fucking stupid?
Speaking
Seriously.
of Thanksgiving, yes.
Has no vitamin A, D, K2, B6, B12, creatine, carnitine, taurine. And yes, we do see things like exogenous creatine, even though we can synthesize it, are very beneficial. That's where that 5 grams of creatine per day came from. Guess what? If you eat roughly 2.2 pounds of meat, you get 5 grams of creatine naturally. That's how nature works out that way. How is a tomato nutrient rich? Yeah, everything has potassium, bro.
Foods, sweet potatoes are the way to get your complex carbs in. You just have to be
You don't need
careful.
any carbohydrates. Gluconeogenesis will take care of that for you at a far more indicated manner. It will just use excess backbones of triglycerides to then make the glucose you need, the rough teaspoon you need at any given time, without causing glycation.
If you are monitoring your caloric intake, this could be a high
We don't
calorie
consume calories still.
food if you eat a lot of them. You get 4 grams of protein, 6
Wow.
grams of carbs.
769% the daily nutrition of vitamin A, of vitamin C,
Well, it's not vitamin A, false.
65%, manganese 50%, vitamin B6 29%, potassium 27%, copper 16%.
It's the plant version of vitamin B6. It's not the actual bioavailable version. Must be converted.
15%.
If we're talking about nature's
Every single
multivitamin,
nutrient has to be converted aside from the minerals in plants, essentially.
sweet potato, great choice.
A source of fiber, it's an anti-nutrient with no actual requirement in the human body. Okay.
Nighttime snack. And I know a lot of
Kiwis,
people
again, full of oxalates for a fruit especially.
laugh when I did the video and I said, why are you throwing out the kiwi skin? It's absolutely true. If you wash them, eat it with the skin, you're gonna be boosting the fiber intake.
Are you a fucking idiot? The skin is the most potent form of oxalates. Same with the potatoes. It's the defense mechanism, you imbecile. What is this guy saying?
Really sick. It's absolutely true. If you wash them, eat it with the skin, you're gonna be boosting the fiber intake really
Wow, this guy. Okay, his credibility is done. He's done. We can end the video here. You're done, bro. Wow, you're an idiot.
significantly. I find for myself that kiwis help me fall asleep better at night. There's some scientific proof to this. It's a little weak, but
Some scientific proof, that's an oxymoron. Science is binary. It's ones and zeros. It's proven or it's not. There's not some scientific proof. It's scientifically proven or not. Of course, in humans, we don't lock people in labs since birth. We have no science extant, so of course it's not scientifically proven in this case.
for me, anecdotally at least, it's worked quite well. And again, lots of
We love
vitamins,
anecdotes.
lots of minerals.
Cheese and crackers would just be activating the Randall cycle. Of course, the carbohydrates in the crackers will block leptin, which is your satiety hormone, upregulate ghrelin. You'll be raising your insulin artificially beyond what it should be. I don't think anyone thinks crackers are healthy. Hey, this is such a
Before going
vibe, bro.
food shopping, make sure to make a list. and stick to that list. The number one tip I give to parents is if you don't have junk food in the house, the kids aren't gonna eat it. When I think about sauces, I really try and think about the nutrients that are gonna slide into my foods. So for example, if I'm gonna be eating my morning eggs and I don't wanna increase the caloric intake of my eggs, Tabasco sauce gives you a lot of flavor without the calories. Literally 0 calories. It's important to know that depending on your condition, you could always go for varieties of certain foods. Like for ketchup, they have the no sugar added variety if you struggle with sugar issues, perhaps if you have diabetes, or the no salt added option.
If you have diabetes, you should never be eating a single gram of carbs, especially. It's very important if you're type 2, obviously.
Problems, or if you're struggling with congestive heart failure. While there are some general rules about hyper-processed foods being unhealthy, foods are healthy or unhealthy depending on your current individual life, goals, medical conditions, and it needs to be individualized.
Yes, but 99% of the time, you know, there are exceptions, like with type 1 diabetes, you will need some carbohydrates. But, you know, for 99.9% of people, the same things are actually healthy or unhealthy. What he's referring to is mostly people's tolerability for toxins. Like some people can't tolerate gluten at all, but gluten is still a toxin to all people. It's just, now things like meat, of course, are not toxic to any people unless you have that one like GMO tick bite or whatever. But generally, you know what I'm saying, there are toxins and there are things that are actually beneficial. Now there is a curve of tolerability. That's what he's talking about.
And tailored for you. There's a ton of salad dressings that are available for purchase. I like to kind of make my own with the most magical ingredients, and those are olive oil, extra virgin Greek olive oil. And I only say magic because
olive oil has monounsaturated fat, which helps lower LDL cholesterol. Oh, that's, yeah, well, firstly, there's obviously only one type of cholesterol. They're saying less of your low-density lipoproteins will be carrying cholesterol. Why would that be a good thing? Okay. Oh, because of your associative data? Which is ignoring the metabolic context and such of those like the keto individuals, which do not have plaque progression at any different rate with very high LDL, a mean LDL of being 272 on average. And they were observed for 5 years and they had no plaque progression that was different than the cohort. So it almost seems like LDL is very dependent on your metabolic context, and it's determined by your genetics. Why would, this is a begging the question fallacy. You're implying that lowering your LDL cholesterol would be a good thing.
Transition. There's nothing really magical about
that. That said, olive oil is around 130 parts per million in deuterium. If it's actually like cold pressed, it's actually not the worst plant oil.
It's my preference when it comes to oils.
And monounsaturated fat is good for you.
Mix it in with the olive oil, it makes perfect salad dressing, adds flavor, adds kick.
Same shit.
If it's a sweetener and it has carbohydrates in it, it's basically the same thing. So I try and go for the Manuka honey.
That's actually
version.
true.
We actually use medical grade Manuka honey, not what this is. In medicine, when we're talking about wounds that are not responding to antibiotics, we use Manuka honey there. So I do try and put this in my tea if I'm not feeling great, but also just like a little drizzle.
Tea has tannins, oxalates. Caffeine is also a insecticide meant to kill the bugs that try to eat tea leaves. It has psychoactive effects in humans, but it's a vasoconstrictor. It's not good for you.
On my yogurt in the morning, that already has 0 grams of sugar added.
Mixing carbs with fats, no reason in doing that.
Myself with a little bit of honey. And apparently, there's a Mike's Hot Honey. Great fibrous food here. You have soluble fiber, which does tend to keep you regular. And the big surprise here?
Well, in our best clinical study, it would actually do quite the opposite, but
6 grams of protein in just a third of a cup. Fiber,
it's fucking nothing. Are you serious? Besides, what we need is the things like taurine, creatine, carnitine, carnosine that come with the protein in meat. You're not getting that. This is dry, dead protein, man. Think about all the compounds in the meat protein which aren't in that are beneficial, like creatine mainly. Taurine is extremely important. Taurine is anti-glycative. It has an anti-glycation effect. Okay, taurine is an osmolyte. It regulates your electrolytes. It's extremely important. There's no taurine in there. You can synthesize some, creatine, but we already have a lot of good literature showing, you should probably have creatine in your diet. It's only going to be found in meat. Why would you eat oats over meat? Again, oats don't have vitamin A, D3, K2, B6, B12, EPA, DHA, conjugated linoleic acid, etc. CoQ10. They're deficient in nutrients compared to meat. The protein quality is worse. Fiber is an anti-nutrient inherently. Those are full of sugar to spike your blood sugar, and yes, it will still be a spike. There will still be some glycation caused. It's an artificial raise above the homeostatic set point of your blood glucose, which is around a teaspoon of sugar at any given time.
Protein, win for me. Now any doctor is gonna
Yeah, dude, 6 grams of protein, major win. You need fucking hundreds of grams if you're a man.
Enjoy a little bit of pie every now and then. I feel like they're not being honest with you. We're celebrating. It's okay to have some pie. Yes, there's sugar content, but there's great nutrients in here because it is a berry pie. So I try and find some
But berries are completely deficient in nutrients that humans need.
kind of dessert that always has some added nutrition to it. And
What, cooked berries? What do you think is in there, bro? So your potassium?
berries, that's a great way to boost the nutrition. For me, because this is a rare
Dude, if you wanted the most nutritious dessert, make a raw ice cream with raw cream, raw eggs. That would actually be really nutrient dense, actually.
treat, it's occasional. It's not gonna make or break my healthy lifestyle. So I'm okay having this, especially if I have a small
The
amount.
gluten's my
I don't
bigger
want
concern.
You deciding for your lifestyle if you're eating completely
It's so
healthy or
cringe.
unhealthy based on
So
one
cringe.
choice. It's about the general philosophy that you have.
That was
when
the
it comes to healthy
shit I've
or
ever
unhealthy
seen.
based on one choice. It's about the general
That's so bro.
philosophy that you have when it comes to food shopping. As I'm browsing through these aisles, I'm really impressed with the high quality and the amount of selection of healthy whole foods. Like even just walking here and seeing this spice rack and seeing how many options there are,
Those are all full of potent anti-nutrients. What do you mean healthy?
it's awesome. For me, spices are nature's spice. There's no better way to say
That was
it.
a good
Because
one.
a lot of times we say, oh, healthy food is boring or doesn't taste good. But that's because we're not using spices. Remember, a lot of these spices are 0 or low calorie.
Most spices like pepper have things which are like trypsin inhibitors, which actually inhibit your enzymes that digest protein. So like when you put pepper on your protein, you're lowering the bioavailability of protein because pepper is a seed. It's full of toxins. The seed's the most defended part of any plant. So yeah, most spices, again, are from seeds as well, or bark off a tree, and they have anti-nutrients. Why would you add them?
They are nutritious. I even try and
They're
use spices
anti-nutritious
like cinnamon
by
in
definition.
my morning yogurt just to add a little bit more.
Okay, let's look at pepper. It has trypsin inhibitors, which lower protein bioavailability and digestibility. It has no nutrition. How would that be nutritious by any measure?
Or even in my coffee. When I think about
Oh, you
bread,
drink coffee
I think
too.
about maximizing nutrition from a very simple food. Coffee. When I think about bread, I think about maximizing nutrition from a very simple food. Now this bread here
It's completely deficient though.
has to have the first ingredient being whole wheat, not if you're gluten-free,
Full of
of course. And
yes, but no human should ever eat gluten though under any circumstance if they can avoid it. It's still a lectin. It's still an identified toxin for humans, which is why some people literally will die if they have gluten. Now some people can tolerate it better. Bread is absolute peasant food. It's completely deficient and destitute of nutrition. It's just sugar.
I want the dietary fiber to be at least 3 grams.
Well, fiber isn't a nutrient, so we can stop talking about that. It's actually an anti-nutrient, again, with around a 30% physical enzymatic blockage rate.
That's telling me that I'm in a good place. This one's exactly 3 grams because it has flax seeds and
Just
other seeds
focus
on it.
on fiber, which is the one thing that's actually not a nutrient, and then ignore things like vitamin A, D3, K2, B6, B12. You know, ignore all those essential things. Focus on a non-essential anti-nutrient and base your diet around fiber. Instead of the other fucking 30 compounds, yes, just fiber. That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
You're getting a little bit of protein as well, 5 grams of protein.
Complete shit protein. Again, no creatine, taurine, carnosine, anserine, etc. that you only find in meat, which assist with the assimilation of protein.
14 grams of whole grains.
And muscle synthesis.
And 520 milligrams of omega-3. You're making a
Its ALA must be converted to DHA and EPA at a very low rate, is what we typically see.
usually non-nutritional.
Again, ALA is essential. We need a very small portion, but eating lots of ALA, you're just stressing your body. It must be converted. And again, as I said, it's very poor rates, 5% or below, to the animal-based omega-3s, which are EPA and DHA.
This food, very nutritious.
How is that very nutritious, bro? I'll put up everything that's missing.
A lot of people like to talk about vitamin D and its importance to health, and I agree totally. But a lot of people overdo it with vitamin D supplements. I'm trying to find foods that have a good amount of
I mean, the sun sulfurizes the vitamin D and makes it water soluble, and you only get that from the sun. So yeah, supplements are shit compared to that, obviously.
D content, and sardines are the way to go. You know, some people make fun of me for eating sardines, but at night, if I'm
don't know
hungry, I
about them.
crack open a can and have some. Not only are you getting a serious
At least they're meat, but fish should make up a very small portion of the diet, even if wild caught, especially the ones sitting in cans and such.
protein boost, but you're getting omega-3s, vitamin
Real
D,
ones.
70%
Real vitamin D.
of your day's vitamin D in just one
That's an arbitrary number. Don't bring it up.
serving. That's 3 ounces of sardines. $2.79. If you want to splurge a little bit and go for the $3.29, you're going to get sardines and olive oil, which you know I love olive oil. So again,
Yeah,
very
that's
reasonable
really good for you. Yeah.
and very doable to eat a healthy diet. It's not something I recommend, but I found that a food that allows me to board eat and still be quite healthy and match my caloric intake is popcorn. And this sea salt and black pepper, game changer. Literally my favorite popcorn. Every friend that I let try this, they want it. And it's actually hard to find this flavor of Skinny Pop, so I'm glad they have it here in the Amazon Fresh store. So,
Anyone else bored out of their mind?
no, I need these.
Yep. Nice.
Don't judge me. Turkey, a lot of people treat it as an underrated meat. You're getting high protein content, 26 grams of protein per serving, only 1% fat, it's very lean.
Well, that's fucking destitute then. Oh, you know, only 1% of the thing with vitamin A, D, E, K2, choline, EPA, DHA. Yeah, we only have 1% of that. You know, the thing that actually should be making up most of our caloric intake, yeah, only 1% of that, you know. That's good.
Important reminder, cook your turkey to 165 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
That's crucial to make sure that you're killing all those pathogens that could
course.
potentially be found in your turkey. But otherwise, enjoy.
Yeah.
This is my morning
Enjoy the fucking factory farmed 1% fat turkey that is cooked to death. Yep, that's really good.
For every boxing session, I'm having Greek yogurt with granola, with berries. I like
That's a
to
mistake.
get one without the berries in it and then add the berries myself. That
That
tends
makes a lot of sense. Okay.
to have less preservatives. Antioxidants in the berries tend to last longer, therefore being higher
He's just making that up on the spot, isn't he?
amounts when I'm actually digesting them. And I specifically go for the Stonyfield brand. There's other great brands out there, but they have 6 live active cultures in here, all great species
6,
of
that's
good
crazy.
bacteria that live
Oh yeah, the good bacteria opposed to the bad ones, yeah.
naturally in your gut that allow you to have a healthy microbiome.
Oh yeah, because we understand that really well, don't we?
Keep those good bacteria fed.
Oh, yeah,
It is
only the good
time
ones.
to celebrate.
Killed my vibe, bro. My God. I'm just gonna stop. I hate that. That was a bad video. I don't even want to upload this. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. That was just fucking miserable to even watch.